All right, this video is going to explain the directions to the Native American Culture Region one-pager project. So you can see here on the screen, it says below are the directions and the rubric for your project over the Native American culture regions. Everything within this project needs to have a description and a label. When I'm grading your project, if I have to guess as to what category things belong to, then you will lose points. As you look on the document, you can see that I have a table set up. In the first column are the requirements of the project. The middle column has how many points that are possible for you to earn for that requirement. And then the last column will be filled in by me as I grade your project. And that's where you'll see how many points you earned for each requirement. So the first thing that you need to know is that on this project, all of your work is going to be done on one side of the paper. Okay, you're going to be given a large 11 by 17 piece of computer paper, and that is what you're going to use for your one-pager project. So all of the work that you want graded for your one-pager needs to fit on one side of the paper. Your entire paper should be filled and you should have good use of space. Okay, so if you meet that requirement, then you would earn 1 point. The next requirement is neatness. So this is kind of like a poster that you're creating. So it should be colorful, it should be creative, and nothing should be left in pencil on this paper. Everything must be hand-drawn. Tracing is totally fine. So if you want to pull up some images on Google that relate to the Native American culture region that you are completing this one-pager on, then you may do that. Okay, and you can trace over that. You are not allowed to include any digital images or digital words. Again, everything must be hand-drawn. A good thing to do would be maybe draw and do everything in pencil and then go over it in pen afterwards. Okay, because remember, nothing should be left in pencil either. Okay, total points possible for that requirement would be 3 points. The next thing, you're going to start with a border that reflects the unit of learning. This border can include words, pictures, symbols, and even quotes. A border is a design or series of words, pictures, and symbols that goes all the way around the page. So your border should be kind of towards the edge of your page, okay? And it should go all the way around. So it's not just something up at the top or on the sides or on the bottom. Okay, it's going to be a series of words, pictures, symbols that go completely around the outside of your paper. Okay, the total points possible for that requirement would be 30 points. The next thing that you want to do on your one-pager is include the name of the unit, which would be Native American Culture Region. Okay, so every single one-pager will have the name of the unit on it, and you're going to write the name of the unit, which is Native American Culture Region. Just by having that on your paper, you will earn 1 point. The next thing that you need to do is then include the name of your specific culture region that you have chosen. Okay, so you either chose the Eastern Woodlands, you chose the Plains, the Pacific Northwest, or the Desert Southwest. Okay, you would want to include that specific culture region, and that would give you 1 point. The next thing that you would want to include would be a picture and a description of the geographical region. So including a picture might include drawing a map of the region on your one-pager. Okay, then you would want to write out a description that would describe that geographical region. Okay, including that information would give you 4 points. The next requirement, draw 2 visual images and include a short description of the housing in that culture. So you need to draw 2 different visual images of the housing, and you need to include 1 short description of the housing. So what type of housing did they live in? How would you describe it? How many people could live in there? Your descriptions on this project should be, I would say, 1 to 2 sentences. So including 2 visual images and your short description, you would have 4 points. The next requirement, you need to draw 4 pictures of the types of food sources that were available in that culture region, and make sure that you label the food as well. So if your Native Americans in this culture region rely on farming, you would probably be drawing pictures of Native Americans farming and the types of foods that they farmed. If they were hunter-gatherers, you would be drawing pictures of Native Americans hunting and gathering the food sources that they eat. So remember, you need 4 pictures and you need to have things labeled. Following that requirement could give you a maximum of 5 points. The next requirement is to draw 2 pictures and include a description of the religious and spiritual practices in that culture region. Okay, so you would want to include 2 pictures of what those religious and spiritual practices look like, and include a description on how Native Americans practice their religion or their spiritual practices. That requirement would give you 4 total points. And the last requirement for the project is to draw 2 visuals and provide 2 descriptions of the culture and government structure of that region. Okay, so the culture and government structures, you would probably draw 1 picture for the culture and provide a description, and then 1 picture for the government structure and provide a description as well. Including those things would give you a maximum of 4 points. The entire project itself is worth a total of 30 points, and this will go into the 30% category. So the 1-pager project, when you turn it in, will be worth 30% of your total grade. Resources that you can use to help you with this 1-pager project would be the textbook pages 11 to 18. You could also use the online resource that is in Canvas. That's the resource that you use to fill out the graphic organizer and to complete your region worksheet. You could also use Google. So if you cannot find some things using those 2 resources, then you can reach out to the Google and Google some images and information about your specific Native American culture region.